Welcome to the YCNU podcast. Join us each week for engaging conversations with campus leaders, students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community members. From academics to athletics, campus life, and beyond, we cover it all. Have someone you want to hear from? Let us know. Let's explore the world of Yavapai College together.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the YCNU podcast. I'm Cadu Medina, your host for today's episode, and I'm here with James Morales. Welcome, James. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Nice to get with you on this podcast.
It's good to see you again, my friend. Can you please introduce yourself here to the podcast audience and tell us what is your role here at Yavapai College?
Sure. Again, my name is James Morales, and I'm the primary HVAC instructor here at Yavapai College. My background is in HVAC. I'm an HVAC contractor, been in business for over 30 years, and I'm also a certified NCCER HVAC instructor, EPA proctor, a NATE proctor, which is the North American Technicians Excellence Program. And that's what I do here at the college. I actually the primary instructor here, and also handle any outside, questions on any of the, anyways, I don't have to stop. I kept rambling. Sorry.
That's okay. No, I want to know about your background and everything else. That's so great. You have so many credentials there that don't leave anything behind. We need to know that. So let's just go right into it. Just give me a little bit of the overview here on the HVAC program here at Yavapai College. What excites you the most about this? I mean, just tell us how it came about and where it's located. Tell me about the program itself. Just show us here, show off a little bit of how cool and awesome this program has been and is right now.
Yeah, so we're located in the Verde Valley here in Clarkdale. And our main campus here at Clarkdale, we're actually in the Skilled Trades Center. And we have a lab back there that's just full of HVAC equipment. And we started the program out training for installation and maintenance, but we're actually developed it into a advanced technicians course in HVAC. But we basically have our students go through our kind of an entry level program here. And what we do is we have we're set up to actually start you from basic electricity to HVAC 1, which is kind of an introductory to HVAC, and then it goes into HVAC 2, and then the EPA, where we offer an EPA certification. Mm-hmm. And then the second semester, we get into more of refrigerant technologies, motors and circuits, and then kind of morph into troubleshooting of HVAC systems, and then heating technologies. And by the time you get through the program, you're pretty well trained to actually enter as an apprentice, and for some people even more, depending on their skill level when they're able to leave the program. But we're really excited about the program because we've had so many people come in and have such just a positive response when working with the lab and going through the lectures and for me to explain it in more of layman's terms than just a bunch of technical jargon that's hard for people to understand. So I try to make it very simple and comprehensive so that basically anybody could come here with no knowledge of HVAC or electrical. And within just a short amount of time, they're able to just really get their hands on some of the equipment here and just really take off on getting to know HVAC. And by the time they leave the program, they feel pretty confident in their abilities to seek employment right away. And we've always had a good response with that.
So how long is the program, and what is the format of the classes? Like, is it morning classes, 1 day a week, a couple days a week, online? How long is the program, and how are these students taking classes right now?
Yeah, so the program, it lasts for 2 semesters. We start in the fall, and we have one in the spring semester. There's 2 semesters there, and basically it's an 8-month program. You go 4 months in the fall and then 4 months in the spring. And the way that the class structure is, we have classes on Thursday evening from 4:30 to 7:30, which we try to make available for people that work. Fridays is our 1 to 4 p.m. class. And that's a lot of the people that work here. They've found that their employers are very willing to, if they make arrangements with their time, to be able to get that time off on Friday between 1 and 4. And then on Saturday morning, we do labs basically from 8 o'clock in the morning till 11:45. And so it's a 3-day program geared towards a working individual.
Well, that's fantastic, because it allows people that are employed right now, maybe kind of considering switching careers or getting an upgrade on their current position, just to really keep their jobs and come here, attend class, and kind of work on that certification. Which, by the way, for this certification, who is the student that is coming to our classes nowadays? What age and what can they do with the certification? What is that they're looking for with the certification? They're fully qualified to work in HVAC, or is it more something that they are going to be just introducing themselves into that career? Just kind of give me an overview here. Who are our students, and what can they do with the certification?
Yeah, what's really interesting about that is that we have many students that are working and just not happy with their job or their career, and they want to make a change to a more high-paying job. And a lot of our students, are from age 18 to all the way to 62, and many in between that are between 30 and 45 that want a career change. They've been out in the workforce and just not happy with what they've been doing and the amount of pay. They've kind of reached a ceiling, and they're looking at HVAC as something that can really propel them into a different, the next level as far as wages are concerned. Mm-hmm. And when they come out of the program, it really depends on each individual. I had some come out and they get jobs as apprentices. And then I've had some students that come out and they're actually have gotten jobs as technicians with their own truck. Some have even gone as far as like a 3rd level technician at a more of an industrial complex because of the knowledge that they acquired here at the program. So it's all geared towards individuals and your ability to comprehend what is going, how HVAC works, and some people take to it right away. They just are naturally inclined mechanically, and they just jump in, and within just a short amount of time, they're really skilled. And some people are they may not have had mechanical skills or known anything about electrical. And so they may enter or leave the program as an apprentice, where they go in and just get a job as an apprentice. But what really makes them valuable to an employer that is in HVAC is that they look and say, hey, this person has some hands-on, they have an EPA, they know the basic theory of HVAC, they know basic electricity and mechanical procedures like recovering refrigerant. So in other words, it makes an apprentice look a step above like an average guy walking in off the street. They actually have knowledge, and this makes them trainable for a contractor. This is like, okay, this person has invested in themselves, and now I'm willing to invest in them too. So they'll invest them into more training. And so, but again, it's for different individuals that come out at different levels.
That's wonderful. Speaking of the marketplace there for HVAC technicians and all that, what is this? We keep talking about the return of the trades, right? And I know that HVAC is one big industry there that we've seen a lot of changes and improvement in the workforce. And so what is it now? What are the opportunities now for these students that are graduating with a certification to find a job out there? Did it get better? Is it, they're getting employed right away, or are they waiting a little bit? What's the status on that?
Well, what's really amazing at this particular time is there's a big change in the industry as far as different refrigerants, different equipment, different technology. And it's basically a paradigm shift in technology right now. And the opportunity for a student to come in and really just have an unusual demand for HVAC skills. It's just, I've never seen it in my career at all, this strong of demand. So we have a certain amount of people that is kind of an aging workforce where there's a turnover in the age of HVAC because so many people had kind of ignored the trades for so long that there's this big gap that you have people that have stayed longer in the trade, well into their 60s. And then you don't have a workforce coming in behind it to meet the demand of all the new equipments. And one of the things that came about is all the equipment that was produced and manufactured up to 2023 is now being not banned, but they're being discontinued. And all the equipment that's out there now has to be replaced because of the new refrigerants. For instance, they have this global warming potential where all this refrigerant has to be changed into the, more of a global warming friendly refrigerant. Mm-hmm. They're called A2L. So all the equipment is changing, an aging workforce, and really a demand for skilled workers. And this really creates like a perfect storm for high wages and just the ability to almost go anywhere. This is one thing that HVAC gives you is it gives you a chance to be mobile where you can move anywhere in the country and find a job immediately. You're not limited to a particular area, a particular town, or anything like that. You can go anywhere you want with the skills that you get from, HVAC and, of course, refrigeration in general, and just go anywhere in the country and immediately get a job. It's that kind of work. And then the wage level is a lot higher than people even have been told, because they're kind of, if you look online and see what is the wage level of an HVAC technician, they're really quite low now because they're looking at information as maybe 5 years old or so, like something like that. And everything has changed since then because of the new, because of the demand of new technicians and their skill level and their refrigerants. And again, anybody that gets into this field really has an unlimited potential to make, a tremendous amount of money in the future.
That is awesome. And speaking of technology, by the way, I know you told me this before, but our labs and our equipment, we're training these students in the latest and greatest, right? So when they graduate, they're literally like completely up to date in everything that is current as far as technology and skills that they need to enter the workforce right away. Is that correct?
Really are, because a lot of my class, I use the latest technology in apps and equipment that can do diagnostics. I even implement AI, which is really new. Technicians before took years to learn procedures and, trade terms and what they mean, and then trying to implement that with like years of experience. And they would even have to, like, at a point when their apprentices call in and try to find someone that knew a certain thing of, a certain problem that they're having in the field. Where now, with what we learn in the class that I teach, is that we use these apps, wireless probes, and then AI. So we can ask AI, what about this particular, I'm having this particular problem. And AI, I have been working with it for over a year and a half, and it is spot on.
Wow,
So
cool.
a technician can be skilled with a short amount of time, half the amount of time it would take before, even probably less than that. It used to take 3 to 5 years to really be a journeyman, where now I think you can get it done in 2 years with AI and the technology that we have. And it's really neat because AI, when with the phone, I give this class where I could show a label with my phone and I'm conversing with AI, and it will look at the label and then give me specifics on the manual, what page on the manual. I don't even have to read it. It will read it to me. So I'll have my hands on the equipment and AI will be giving me direction, like, okay, why don't you try this, or try this procedure, or work on that procedure. Anyways, everything has changed with technology now.
Yeah, super cool. And also, I'm sure that, having the latest technology like AI and all that, it really resonates with our younger student, right? Because it's just more contemporary to them anyways. But that's super cool. And speaking of students, can you share some stories of students that have found success working in the field recently? And any story in particular that has inspired you most? Like, I know that last time we spoke to you, there were some students that weren't even graduated yet, and they already had job offers, coming out of our program here. So tell me a little bit about that. Tell me a couple of stories here to exemplify how successful, the certification is and how well these students are doing in the field.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because just no more than a few minutes ago, I got another call from a local HVAC company looking for an apprentice. They want to talk to me. I get those calls all the time.
Really cool.
They're just looking for somebody that they want to invest in and train. Many of my students get jobs before they even graduate from the program. And I think from my last cohort, which was, 16 people, mm-hmm. They actually all got jobs in HVAC. And I would always tell them, I go, so once you get a job, and there's such a high demand and right before summer that they'll grab anybody. And especially if you have gone through my program, it's like, you're going to get a job. And they'll, after one summer, a lot of everything they've learned in my program starts to click, and they're just ready to fly and just really take off. I've even had some technicians come to the program that really, they had some field training, but not any real technical training as far as a knowledge base where they can really move forward, because they were kind of stuck. And they came to the program, and now they contact me all the time. They'll come by and talk to me and talk about how well they're doing as far as really being able to move forward faster than all the other workers that are field trained, and
right.
just take off past them because they understand the theory and the trade terms and how to find answers. That's one thing I do teach in my class, is not only just to ask somebody or to ask AI, but to find solutions to problems. That's what makes it interesting. It's a very fulfilling type of job where, you get job satisfaction on completing something that is basically causing something misery. So in the summertime when it's really hot, what makes the job really kind of cool is that someone may have been without cooling for a day or two. So when you arrive at the job, you're like, they're really happy to see you. So it's always good for some people when you go somewhere that people are really glad to see you. And then you fix their problem and you give them cooling or heating, and they're just so thankful. And they'll send me texts thanking me about it, and it's just a very fulfilling satisfaction that you get from having this type of job, and also being able to travel. So you'll be in your truck and just going to different places. Like here in the valley, you'll be in Cottonwood one day, and then Clarkdale, and Flagstaff, and then Prescott, and Rimrock, and you'll be talking to different people, just cruising around, and it's really enjoyable.
So 16 out of 16, that's quite a record there. Tell me a little bit about who are the companies that are hiring these students to bring them into the workforce, or are some of them actually starting their own companies? What could a student expect there?
Yeah, that you said that, I had a couple students that came here, and they actually were involved in another trade, and they were a father and son team, and they actually are starting their own HVAC company. They've got a name, and they feel confident in what they're doing, and they're really good as far as their ability to be able to start a business and to service HVAC. They're outstanding individuals, but again, they had no knowledge of HVAC, and now they're actually going to start a business. And many of them have gone to work for the local companies here. They hire right away. It's difficult to find help in this area, especially Sedona. This whole Cottonwood, this whole area in northern Arizona is just a lack of workers available. So the demand is high, and the students do not have any problem finding a job at all.
That's really cool. Tell me a little bit more about that story there of the father and son. Did they both take the class together?
Yeah, I had a couple. I had two sets of fathers and sons, and they actually came to class together. And
that is incredible.
And very interested in making a life change in what they were doing as far as work before. And I mean, they really enjoy it, and they're ambitious. I'll say that for them, that they want to start a company right away. But they have businesses in construction right now, so they know the ropes. But both fathers and son teams, they get to kind of work together and plan out a future together. So that was really nice. And then again, I've had students come out of my program and work for the college here in HVAC. So they graduated and they got a job here in the program. They actually worked, a summer out in the field, but by the time they came back, the college was really impressed with them and hired them at a higher level technician than you probably would think, but that's how quickly it comes together after coming through the program and then working in the field. Just a short time, it all comes together, and you really become skilled quickly.
That's really cool. Tell me a little bit about maybe some common misconceptions about the HVAC program here that you wish people would understand, or is there something about it that you believe more people should know or appreciate? I don't know if most people out there kind of realize that we offer this, that there's a certification that they can get through Yavapai College here. And by the way, to work in the field, they need to be certified, right? So like people couldn't just start working like an internship with an HVAC vendor and then all of a sudden they're professionals. They actually have to get a certification. Is that correct?
Well, not necessarily. They could become a laborer for an air conditioning company. Okay. But when you get certified here at the program, and you get 4 certifications when you go through the program. You get an OSHA safety certification. You get an EPA to handle refrigerant certification. It's a really good certification to be able to get an HVAC job. And then you get, of course, the Yavapai College certification. Then we're also giving a ready to work NAEP certification. And so you get those 4 certifications, and then people look at you like, this person has really invested his time into actually wanting to be in this field. And that's another thing, people have a misconception that, it's not, it's just for laborers or trade workers. No, it's really a technical class. It's a technical skill where you come in and you have to have technical knowledge of plumbing and electrical and circuits and motors and all that. So it's a highly skilled trade where you have a sense, you earn a respect from individuals. You have that almost automatically where people look at you and they go, this person really knows a skill, really knows a trade, a highly skilled trade. And it's something you can be proud of. Your family will probably look at you a little differently when you just come out of high school, or maybe you had some low kind of laborious jobs, maybe worked in a tire shop or fast food or something like that. And then you come home with this certification and skill in a highly skilled trade like HVAC. You earn that respect from people. People respect you. And again, I told you about the job satisfaction that you get. So a lot of people, it's a different type of respect that you would get from other like jobs that are really laborious. It's more of a technical skill.
And not only respect, but also a better paycheck, a career, right? And
it's funny you say that because it's a lot better than what people understand. Because, for instance, and I'm going to throw these numbers out there, but it's kind of typical out there. But so I have one student who came in and he goes, I'm making right around $60,000 to $70,000 a year with my overtime. But with the sales that I make, because there are around equipment that needs to be replaced and needs to be fixed, and there's a point where they need to be replaced, and they're right there, and they get a commission when they sell a unit. And so I had one student that said, hey, I'm close to making $125,000 a year.
Wow.
And he's only been in it for 2 years. And so those possibilities are there. And with these skills, you more or less become the individual that has these certification now is in control of their future instead of having someone in control of it, which means you may be at a job where you've reached about the highest pay you're going to get, and that's where you're going to stay. In this field, the sky's the limit. You can go into all these different trades. You can get into refrigeration, like grocery store refrigeration, where you see all those display cases, freezers. You can get on cruise ships, cruise around the world because they have heating and cooling and refrigeration on there. Cargo ships where they have, heating and cooling and also refrigeration on there. Anywhere, even in Alaska, you could actually be involved in refrigeration up there. You wouldn't think so, but you have to have frozen food. So you can go anywhere. You're unlimited. And I had one friend of mine that all he did was start up grocery stores, and he started all the meat cases up and the produce and the freezers, and all he did was very technical, but it was mainly done with apps. But he didn't have to go to college for 4 years or so, and he's making over $250,000 a year doing that startup. And again, with nothing more than certifications he's gained, starting with a program like I have.
That's awesome. Doesn't sound like we're having trouble filling up our classes, right? We have a fair amount of students coming and signing up for these programs, and we're full every semester, you would say?
We really are. We're so full that I would recommend anybody look into it as quick as possible to try to get into the next, set of classes that are available. There's so much better. A lot of people think they can go online and take an online course, and we offer online courses, but the hands-on here is that you get to open up the equipment and you get to look in there. You get to put your hands on it. There's kind of a disconnect when you do it strictly online and you don't have this wonderful lab that we have here at the college where you can open up that equipment, put your hands on it, ask me questions, and then attach your gauges and see it actually in work, and then install. We do installation too here at the college. We'll install a full AC system. We install systems on the tiny homes we build here. We replace all the components. You'd have to come and see the program to really get a real appreciation to what you would learn in having all this equipment available.
That's super important. Hands-on, you couldn't imagine doing this otherwise and doing it online. I know there's plenty of offers out there for some certification online and all that, but I could not imagine doing this without your hands-on equipment, because that's what life is going to look like for you the minute you graduate and get a job, right? Now, as far as affordability, obviously we're a community college, so I'm pretty sure there's layers and layers of help that we offer students, and it's a more affordable education overall, regardless. But what does it look like? Does it stack up against all these online offers that we're talking about here? Are we still a better option, even financially, for our students?
It really is. I know that we're under like $4,000 for the complete program. And of course, we have payment programs that are available, makes it affordable. We offer a lot of scholarships, and you don't have to have like a certain GPA or, to qualify for a lot of these scholarships. And also we even have like discounts for military. I don't know. I know the military pays for the scholarships here. So that would be another thing. The military would actually has a GI Bill that I think that pays for that.
Right,
so I don't know if we have discounts for that, but we have senior citizen discounts. But usually it's about, I think it's $495 for an 8-week course. We have 4 8-week courses during a semester. So like fall, we have 4 8-week semesters, and in spring we have 4 8-week semester classes. Okay. And the neat thing about our classes, you can jump in at any time. You don't have to have prerequisites that a lot of community colleges require for you to enter a class like troubleshooting. You can just come and we'll bring you up to speed and get you, into that class. And so you don't have to have a prerequisite. Most of the community colleges in Arizona, it's a 2-year program. Our program is a 1-year program, which is excellent, very affordable. For instance, if you were to go to a trade school here in Phoenix, I know it's up to like $27,000 to go through their trade school. And here you can get in and out of here for less than $4,000. I'm sure of that. I think it's right around, it's $495.
Yeah,
I should even say prices. Cadu.
Yeah, don't need to be specific. Just the range there, and he already kind of shows how affordable this is and how wonderful the opportunity is.
Hang on, I got it. You want to have to put this in. So it's $417 per class. So you have 4 classes in the fall semester and 4 classes in the spring semester at $417. So yeah,
that's pretty
really
cool.
affordable.
Tell me a little bit about how can people learn more about the program? What's the enrollment process like, and maybe some other contact information in case, someone's listening to this and decides, I need to jump in this and get this going. So what's the process like here to enroll in these classes?
It's really easy. I mean, you can register online, sign up. If you have any questions, you can call the school and talk to a student advisor. Come into the school, talk to a student advisor. They'll walk you through the program, what you need to do in order to make. We help you make it easy to be able to get in school. You don't need to have a high school diploma to come to a trade school. So even if you didn't graduate from high school, this would be an excellent way to really get a future going for yourself. It's coming through the HVAC program here.
That's awesome, James. Thank you. Let me ask you now kind of a personal question. You've been in this industry for quite some time. You've made a career and a life out of this, and now you are, educating the next generation of HVAC professionals here. What's in it for you? Why leave the profession to take or to make time to come in here and then teach? What's in your heart there that makes that so fun and entertaining and also so inspiring for you? I know because we've talked before, and I know you have a lot of heart. Your students love you; they just can't talk better about you. So, but what isn't it for you? Why is this so exciting for you at this point of your life, since you've been doing this for quite some time?
Well, it's for me. I've been involved in a lot of businesses. So I started out in business in 1989, and I had many different businesses. I've had cleaning businesses. I had solar businesses, HVAC business. Mm-hmm. I'm an HVAC contractor. But what really now at this stage for me is I really enjoy helping people find a direction and to change people's life. I mean, I have people come in and tell me, how much it's changed their life. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's a big thrill to hear that. And also young people that come in here, and I've had people come in and tell me, fathers come in and tell me, he says, my son had no direction, and he went through your program. It's a big change in him, and I just wanted to thank me for it. And so those are things that make this all worthwhile for me. This is why I do it, really. It's because I enjoy that more than mixing it up out there in the business world, which I did for 32 years. And again, I had more than one business. I had many, and again, I was been in business for since 1989, and so this is actually the first job I actually had since 1989, and I really love it and helping people here at the college, the new students.
That's awesome. Yeah. So it's not about business; it's personal for you.
Yeah, that's right. It's not personal. I mean, I'm sorry. It's personal. It's not business. Although I do love business and I love competing in it, I find this a lot more enjoyable.
I know, and that's what probably what makes you an even better educator, an even better teacher and professor, because you've had plenty of time in the field, and you know what the market's looking for and what kind of qualifications and types of people that will do well in that. So you can bring that and marry it to instruction and technology and skills and all that, and just get these guys really qualified and ready to go, because the opportunity is there. It seems like the marketplace is really absorbing all of these new technicians, but you're making sure that they're getting the right instruction and they're ready to enter that marketplace, competitively, and so that they can be success stories. And this is what we're talking about here. A lot of success stories that you've been an enabler. You're kind of helping these folks kind of find these careers and these successful stories.
That's true. And I do love all the new technology and all the new tools. So I stay up on all the new techniques. So I'm very much a part of the HVAC industry, even at this stage in my career, even more so now, because I just enjoy learning about all the new equipment that's coming out and how to teach it to somebody else, because this is going to make that student move way ahead of everybody else that's out there.
Well, James, thank you so very much. This was very entertaining. You're an awesome guy, and I enjoy hearing about the work that you're doing and how your students are really successfully reaching their goals and getting a new career and really making a big difference there in the marketplace and in our community. Is there anything that we left behind that we didn't talk about? Let's just kind of wrap up this podcast and maybe leave our audience here with a final thought and maybe a contact information.
Yeah. You can reach me here at the college. You can email me at james.morales@yc.edu, and be happy anytime to give you a tour of my class, my lab here. go over the options that you have available to you. And just call me anytime. I'm listed on the website, so you can call or email. Email would be best because I answer all my emails, and then we can set up a time for you to come and visit with me and visit the lab.
That's fantastic. And again, the lab and the HVAC program is in the Verde Valley, right? So we're in Clarkdale.
We're in Clarkdale, right? Clarkdale, Verde Valley Skilled Trade Center.
Really cool, which is an awesome area, beautiful location. Our buildings over there are just incredible with lots to see. James, again, I appreciate it. Thanks for your time. Thanks for kind of sharing with us all this information on the HVAC program. I really appreciate you, my friend, and I hope that we'll catch up sometime again soon.
Well, thanks a lot, Cadu. It was great talking to you again.
Thank you for tuning in to the YCNU podcast. We hope you enjoyed our conversation today. Don't forget to follow and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss an episode. Got someone in mind for our next chat? Reach out and let us know. Until next time, keep exploring, and we'll see you next week.